I'm feeling a bit like bronze this morning. I've just put a bit of instant tan on. I tanned my face last night. Like, I feel like I've actually got a really nice glow. Hey guys, it's Han. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. Today's video is actually something that I had a few requests from you guys to do. It is actually something that I did want to film as well. But as a lot of you, I'm sure, have probably seen, Madison recently did her like Vogue makeup routine, which is a series that Vogue does with like various celebrities. I honestly love watching them just because I love to see what products different people use. I feel like Madison Beers has been really popular. I feel like everyone always wants to know how she does her makeup. I mean, she always looks so beautiful. It is insane. So yeah, I actually really enjoyed watching it and kind of seeing what techniques she used, what products that she really likes. That's like my favorite thing about this series that Vogue does, is just seeing the way people do like their skincare and their makeup and what products they really love and everything else. So today I'm gonna kind of recreate it a little bit and go through some of the techniques that she uses, but I am gonna use only like affordable and drugstore products. She used a lot of like Charlotte Tilbury in her makeup routine. There was products from Fenty, there was products from Glossier, is it pronounced? I want to say that rhyme. Yeah, it was quite a mixed bag. It was a lot of Charlotte Tilbury actually, so I wanted to kind of like recreate it and go through the techniques and everything, but use some more affordable products instead. Obviously as well, everything is cruelty free. You guys know your girl is cruelty free. So yeah, that is what today's video is gonna be. That rhymed again. Oh my gosh, I'm on a roll. Okay, so I've already done my eyebrows. Madison didn't really fill her eyebrows in. She literally just did like the soap brow technique, which I wish I was blessed enough in the eyebrow department to be able to just brush through my brows and call it a day, but unfortunately there's not a lot going on there. So I've already gone ahead and filled them in. Obviously you can just do whatever you want with your eyebrows. I did brush them up a little bit as well, just to kind of like get a similar effect to what she does, but my eyebrows really aren't the thickest, so we've just had to make do. I also went ahead and just quickly prepped my skin off camera. A lot of her routine was kind of to do with how she preps her skin as well, and the skincare products that she uses. So I actually tried out these watermelon glow products, which aren't drugstore or affordable, but they're not part of the makeup, so I have cheated a bit. But if anyone watched my last video, was it? Or my video before that, my evening routine, I'll put it on the screen here. Yeah, I basically picked these up because of Rachel and also because of TikTok. So I've just given those a go as like some prep. And my skin actually feels really good. It feels really plump, really hydrated, quite tacky, which is good. And then she didn't use a primer. She just went straight in with her foundation, which for foundation, she used a Glossier skin tint, I want to say, which I'm pretty sure you can't, there's nowhere to really buy Glossier in the UK. That also rhymed. What is happening? I actually need to shut up. I'm sorry. If anyone's still watching, then I'll be shocked. But yeah, she basically used a skin tint product. So I picked up the Ordinary Serum Foundation from Beauty Bay. This foundation is super affordable. It's like £8, I want to say, like £8 to £9. It's a similar concept to the skin tint in the sense that this is a serum foundation, so it's a lot more of a natural coverage and just, yeah, kind of the same effect as what a skin tint would be, I guess. I picked up the shades 1.2N and 1.2YG, so I'm going to give this a go. She applied her foundation with a sponge, which I never usually do, but for the sake of trying this routine and recreating it as best as we can, I'm going to give this a go. If I don't like it, then we'll go in with a brush. Yeah, these are definitely too light, but I mean, it is what it is. The impression that I got from her kind of base technique is she just does a really light layer of foundation, but then quite a lot of concealer. She applied quite a lot of concealer, like especially under her eyes and on like her blemishes and things. So I'm gonna just kind of use this just to give us like a bit of a base. I mean, the coverage, you can tell from this foundation, is pretty good anyway. Also, I never usually do, as a lot of you all know, I never usually do foundation before I do eyes. I don't think I've ever well, no, I have done my makeup like this before, but not for a long time have I done my foundation, my skin before I've done my eyes. So far this is feeling very alright. Someone's just cutting a tree down in the back garden. Alright, that'll do, I reckon, for foundation. Okay, and then the next product, I'm pretty sure, I'm doing all of this off memory, so if any of it is not right, then I'm sorry, but I'm pretty sure the next product she goes in with is cream bronzer, and she uses a Charlotte Tilbury contour wand for that. The product that I've got, I honestly think is basically the same thing anyway. So this is the NYX Born to Glow. This is actually a concealer, but I feel like a great hack for cream bronzer is just getting any kind of formula of concealer that you really like and just getting it in a much deeper shade to what your like complexion is. So this one is in the shade Cappuccino. It's actually a very similar kind of style to the Charlotte Tilbury one as well, because it has the little like puffy applicator. And I'm pretty sure she kind of just does this around like the high points of her skin. Okay, so she actually uses her sponge for this as well, which, I mean, I feel like a brush with cream bronzer is way easier. In fact, I probably am going to switch to a brush in a second anyway. But this concealer blends out really nicely, obviously with it being a concealer anyway. I'm going to kind of cut my cheeks a bit as well because I feel like it's come a bit low there. I probably should have done it a bit higher, to be fair. But that's why I like doing cream bronzer with a brush rather than a sponge, because you just have a little bit more control as to where it actually blends out to. So I literally just take like the pointy side of my sponge, even when it's got no product on, and kind of just like carve under that, because you really don't want to put them down too low because it will just make your face look a little bit more, I mean, you can do that if you want to, but if you want your face to have a bit more of a lift. This is another reason why I prefer using a brush for this actually, because I have gone in with a brush now. I feel like the sponge just picks up a lot of product, which is fine if that's what you want. Like if you want your cream bronzer to look a little bit more natural, then I think it's a good way to do it. Also, don't mind my hair, it gets so frizzy on the top. If anyone has any advice for that, by the way, my hair has always been like that. Like I always get so much like frizz on the top. It drives me absolutely crazy. Okay, and then the next product that she goes in with is again a Charlotte Tilbury stick. She uses basically the contour, the blush, and the highlight stick from Charlotte Tilbury. So for the cream blush, I'm going to use the Barry M Fresh Face Cheek and Lip Tint. This is in the shade Summer Rose. Her blush is quite like pinky by the looks of it on camera, so I'm going to try and kind of like replicate that as best as I can. Madison says in the video as well when she's doing her makeup that if there's kind of like one product she could always use, it would be blush. Like she really quite likes quite a heavy blush look, and she does take a blush up onto her nose as well. I mean, we are going to use a powder blush as well because this is, I mean, this is showing out nicely, but it definitely does look very natural. Oh my god, she did concealer first. Holy shit. I've just had the realization that she did her concealer before she did all of this. Oh well, what can you do? Alright, we'll do concealer now because I should have done concealer back then. So she uses NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer, which I can't use anyway because it's not cruelty free anymore, NARS. So the concealer that I've got is the Revolution Conceal and Define. I couldn't remember what shade I was in this, so I got C7 and C6, and they both look, oh no, actually it's okay. I was scared it was going to be really light. She basically just pops like a fair bit of concealer on underneath her eyes. Like it was quite a heavy amount of concealer because the foundation was a little bit more natural, and she does kind of take it up towards the temples, which helps to kind of wing things out a little bit. And then she does use a little bit on her blemishes and things, which best believe I have quite a few of those at the minute. And then yeah, I'm going to make sure I really kind of tuck it in to that inner corner and then really kind of like wing it out up here. Okay, I've just added a little bit of that blush back in. It's not actually really picking up a lot on camera, but I've put quite a lot on at this point, so you can definitely see it in person. Okay, and then the one thing I don't have like an affordable dupe of is the Charlotte Tilbury powder, just because I actually forgot to buy a pressed powder, like a drugstore one. So I'm just going to use my Tarte Park Ave Princess palette and just use these two lightest colours just to set under my eyes. I mean, she doesn't really use a lot of powder anyway. She just uses like a pressed powder just under her eyes and in her T-zone. Okay, and then after powder, she goes in with powder bronzer and powder blush, which I've not got anything technically drugstore, but these two products that I've got are still affordable, and you can get them online, which is super handy as well. So for powder bronzer, I'm going to be using the HMB bronzer in the shade Medium Deep. I do still need to get a lighter shade of this just because this one is a little bit dark for me, and it's a very, very pigmented bronzer. But yeah, she uses Fenty bronzer for this, so I'm just gonna kind of add a little bit of extra warmth to my cheeks with this. And then again, I'm just going to cut under my cheek a bit. Madison does also contour her nose a little bit, which she actually does a really similar technique to what I do anyway. She basically does the sides of her nose kind of up to the tip, which is literally the same as what I do. So you're literally just going down to about here. I do also connect it up to the brow. I feel like that's a really, really important step. I can't remember if she did that or not in her video. And then the bit that's actually really, really, it makes so much difference is doing just like underneath. So this is kind of what gives you that like button nose effect, which, I mean, her nose is just like the perfect nose, I swear. This will kind of replicate that a little bit, just because it will kind of lift your, like the tip of your nose. And then for blush, I'm going to be using one of Jordana's blushes. This is the blush in Lots of Love. Madison uses a Fenty blush, which is basically actually a highlighter, but one of the darker shades and one of the more like pinky shades of the highlighter. So it's a very like illuminating blush effect on her, so that's why I'm using this one. This one's got a really beautiful glow to it. It's a little bit more orangey than what Madison uses, but another good dupe would be like the Sleek blush in Rose Gold. That's very similar to the Fenty one that she uses, but for now I'm just going to use this one, and we're going to really blush these cheeks up, seeing as that's like kind of seems to be her favorite step. Okay, and then finally we're on to eyes. I honestly feel so weird looking in like the viewfinder and seeing that I've got a full face on and no eye makeup. Like, I feel like my eyes just look so bare. I am going to use the palette that she uses, which is the Morphe Madison Beer palette. I feel like it's only right that we use this, and it is an affordable palette anyway, so it's nothing like crazy or expensive. To be fair, it's such a simple eye look. Like, you could literally use any neutral palette that you've got. All you need is a colour for the crease and a colour like a dark brown for your liner. So she uses this shade and this shade in the crease, I'm pretty sure, and mixes in a little bit of this on the lid. So that is literally all I am going to do. I'm just going to keep it really, really simple and really easy. I have popped a little bit of concealer on my eyes as well, and just a little bit of the powder from the Tarte palette just to kind of prime them a little bit. But honestly, she literally just popped this in the crease and was like done with it. She didn't really wing it out or anything. Like, she made it look super, super easy. Okay, so that is all I'm gonna do for the crease color. And then she basically just does a brown liner, and she kind of flicks it in on the inner corner, and then also flicks it out as like an actual wing liner on the outer corner. And the way she explains doing it is she kind of likes to follow where like an extra lash would be, which is kind of just following from like your bottom waterline, like your bottom lash line up towards the brow. That's kind of where the line goes. So I'm going to keep it really, really thin and really kind of natural today, because hers just looks really, really thin and almost not quite like a liner, but more so just like a line that is like almost like an extra lash. I feel like wing liner is where things kind of start to come together with makeup. Like, I always finally start to see the finished look when I do wing liner. And then she doesn't do anything else to her eyes. I'm convinced that she's got some sort of like tattoo liner on her lower lash line, because her lower lashes and her lower lash line always looks so defined. I might actually just smudge like a little bit of that brown shade into like my lower lashes, because it just looks like she's got something there. Just like a little bit, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's just like the way her lashes are naturally, and like they're very defined. Okay, then she actually does liquid highlighter next. So for that, I've got the NYX Born to Glow Liquid Illuminator. This is in the shade Sunbeam. I never really use liquid highlighter. I don't know about anyone else. I just find it makes me very nervous, because it doesn't always blend out that great on my skin. Like, it tends to disrupt the foundation underneath a lot for me, which I'm hoping, because I've not put like a ton of powder on, that's the word, it won't do that today. I mean, I've not actually tried this liquid highlighter before. That's so pretty. Okay, let me just shut up right now. You know what, forget I said anything because that looks bloody gorgeous. Okay, and then we've got mascara. which thank God, because again, I feel like my eyelashes are looking bare at the minute. I finally bought a new lash colour. Oh my gosh, I've not had a lash colour for the longest time. So I'm going to curl my lashes, and then the mascara that I've got is the NYX Doll Eye Waterproof Mascara. Waterproof mascara always holds a curl so much better than normal mascara, so that's why I've opted for this. I mean, it's kind of strange actually, that mascara is not really holding the curl that well, which is odd, because waterproof mascara usually always does hold the curl. But I mean, it is what it is now. Okay, and then she does highlight her inner corner as well with this shade, so I'm just gonna do the same with a little brush. Kind of places it like underneath where she does the little inner corner wing. And then for lips, all we need is a lip liner and a lip oil. So the lip pencil that I've got is by Sleek. It's in the shade No Words. And then I picked up one of the NYX lip oils. This is the hashtag This Is Everything lip oil. I really love this lip oil formula. It's so nice and hydrating on the lips. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop those on. Okay, and this is pretty much the finished makeup look. I feel like it actually is quite different for me. I mean, I would never apply this much blush. You can't really see it on the camera, but I feel like I'm wearing a lot of blush. Also, the way that Madison does her eyeliner is quite different to how I do it as well. I don't typically tend to do the liner on the inner corner, but I actually quite like the way everything's turned out. I like this lip as well. Like, it feels really nice on, obviously with it just being a lip oil too. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully it's been helpful for you. Hopefully you found some new products that you want to try maybe. But yeah, overall I'm pretty happy with how it turned out, so I hope you all enjoyed it as well. I'm gonna get going anyway. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys as always, and I will see you in the next one.